Oh, the Epic Games Store. You are supposedly the PC games market competitor to Steam. And you know, there's a lot to like about the Epic Games Store. They have free games every month. They have a fully functioning shopping cart. Yeah, doesn't that just jerk your gherkin? They made Fortnite, which is, well, it makes a lot of money, which obviously means it's a high quality game, right? And nothing else. I mean, John Epic himself said that the Epic Store won't accept crappy games, and no porn games either, but that's neither here nor there. So clearly, there are only good games in the Epic Games Store, right? Like, John wouldn't lie, right? Right? Yeah, let's play some Epic Games Store slop. Lost Relics is an action RPG set in the enchanting world of Lunarium. Players embark on thrilling adventures, battle fierce monsters, and uncover valuable, limited supply collectibles. Huh? What an odd thing to say. Now from the trailer it doesn't look too bad. The monsters are kinda interesting and they actually have some attack mechanics. Although the actual combat itself looks, well, kinda simple, but we'll see. Now this is a free-to-play game made by CodeBit Labs and was released pretty recently on the 28th of September 2024, or so says Epic, and it's still in early access, but there's one major issue I see on this page. Let's just zoom out a little bit, and there it is. This is a blockchain NFT game, which means crypto. Now if you don't know what any of that means, well, good. Keep it that way. You're honestly better off with not knowing. But if anyone ever approaches you with any of those things, just make sure to give them one of these, and then just peace out. Now the store page does have an FAQ on how it uses NFTs on the blockchain. Basically, relics that drop are limited in supply. You can trade them in-game or on NFT.io. They are indestructible and they cannot be lost on death, and they have utility across other games, and you can even earn ENG coin by playing the game. ENG being their cryptocurrency. You see, play to earn is a common sentiment in these NFT games. Basically, as you play, you can earn currency or special limited items that you can potentially sell to other players who are stupid enough to buy them for crypto. Luckily, you don't need to connect the wallet or even interact with the blockchain stuff to play, so that's good. But anyway, enough about all that, let's just get into the game. So right from the launch, the game has you pick from these two outfits, male or female. And that's about the extent of customization. You start off in this hub menu with a bunch of tabs, but we'll get to these later. For now, let's just click play. The tutorial has us starting on a ship, and we get told the controls. WASD movement, left click attack, space dodge, right click to change camera, and scroll wheel to zoom. We talk to the NPCs, finish the quests they give, which is just to talk to another NPC, and get rewarded. That's it for the ship, let's get out of here. Here, we're treated to quite the cutscene and music. Riveting. Now the game was stuttering in the beginning, I assume it was just loading in assets, but I'm not a game developer, so more tutorials and we can also punch the chickens. Notice every attack action uses the blue bar on the right, that's our stamina, and it'll become relevant a little bit later. The green bar on the left is our health. Now then, onwards. Walking through town, there are actual people playing, so that's nice. There's a bunch of NPCs to talk to, and they all seem to require some items or another to craft other things. Our first real quest just has us immediately unlock the marketplace, where you can trade items for gold or engine coin. Now I wonder why they would do that first, but I won't think about it too hard, let's just keep going. Our NPC guy gives us some equipment, and I tried to equip them by using left or right click like in most games, but I just get hit with the now's not the time to use this. So I thought I couldn't yet, but I do figure out later that I just have to drag it onto the slots. Now I will say, the game itself doesn't look terrible. I don't know if these are pre-bought assets, but it all looks thematically correct. In a lot of throwaway NFT games, they tend to just get whatever free assets they can get a hold of, and just slap it on willy-nilly, so to the game's credit, it looks fine. The next tutorial has us go through some of the production skills, forging and cooking, which is simple enough. Get items, use them on their respective workstations to make things. When you do, you get EXP for those skills, and eventually level them up. Similar to something like RuneScape, the higher the levels, the more stuff you can make. One problem that I ran into pretty quickly was inventory space. Only some things stacked, so the cooking tutorial had immediately filled my backpack with crap, and I needed to put stuff away to progress. Looking at it though, if I hadn't punched those chickens and gotten their feathers, I think I would have had barely enough to continue, but having such a small inventory space sucks. Anyways, fast forward through this and let's get to the combat. NPC guide tells us to kill some skeletons and go do some dungeons, so that's what we do. This is the adventure selection screen. Each stage color represents the highest equipment rarity that can be used, meaning I can't get really high level gear and curb stomp lower levels, which normally would be fine. However, there's something that tells me it's not for fun gameplay balancing purposes, and I'll talk about that in a little bit. Anyways, each area also has harvest nodes for the other production skills like mining or fishing. When you select a destination, you're given a warning. If you die, you lose all items you had on you except for the digital collectibles, because of course, the only way to avoid death is to leave through the exit portal, or use a teleportation scroll to abandon. Remember that. Gameplay is real simple. You only have one attack button, left click, but you can change weapons, so technically I have a melee and ranged attack. You can dodge, but just walking backwards is fine for these enemies. I did read you can get other attacks by getting relics, but the relic they gave us is just a passive damage mitigation. Something you probably have noticed is that my stamina has gone down pretty quickly. Like by the end of this dungeon, I would have used up more than half of my stamina. We'll get to what happens when you run out later, but for now, in order to complete an area, we have to kill around 90% of all enemies. So you can't just go into an area, get what you need and leave. You have to use up your stamina to kill most of the enemies to open the portal. Stamina only regenerates in the main town, and it regens very slowly. You can get more by eating foods like fish, which you can only get in adventures I think, which in order to complete, uses stamina. You see the problem here? Anyways, quest complete, we go into the next one. Now in this bit, I find a chest and the quest item, and I think, oh, well I don't have much stamina left, I'll just use the scroll to leave the dungeon, right? Well, apparently not. Because not only did it remove the chest and quest item, it for some reason took 3/4 of my health and around half my current stamina? Like what? Didn't the game say if I wanted to avoid death that I could use a scroll? I suppose I didn't drop all of my items, but I kind of wished it warned me that it was still gonna screw me over if I used it. Ugh. Well anyways, back to the dungeon again. But hey, at least now we can see what happens when we run out of stamina. Am I just shit out of luck? No. You just do significantly less damage. It seems about 75% less. I was doing 132 damage before, now I'm only doing 33. And this is where I think the whole equipment rarity lock comes into play. Earlier, we saw that the stages have an equipment cap, right? So you can't just say use legendary equipment on lower tier dungeons. In normal games, this would be fine. So you could still get some challenge from the level. I don't personally like level scaling, but that's besides the point. In this game, each attack action uses up stamina. Some enemies need to be attacked multiple times to be killed, essentially giving each enemy a stamina cost. So if I were allowed to use powerful equipment, I would be able to minimize stamina usage, and since attacking with no energy slashes my damage, theoretically, with OP equipment, I would still be able to destroy all of the monsters. They're doing this so they can regulate stamina usage and force people to either wait or purchase/craft items to restore stamina. Very sneaky. Anyway, that's just a theory, so take it with a grain of salt. Also, I don't know if the game scales down your equipment's rarity so you can still use the higher tier stuff just weakened, but if it doesn't, then that means you would also need different tiers of equipment to do each dungeon, which would take up chest slots and item slots, etc. I don't know. I don't plan on playing for that long. Anyways, there's not much more than that. They introduce a weekly dungeon that recommends epic or tier 4 equipment to beat, where you get items or something. I don't really care, but before we go, let's take a look at the other tabs in the main menu. In the Royal Exchange, they have ultra amazing items that go for as high as 5,000 to 7,500 sapphires, which you get by spending real money at a rate of $1 to 1 sapphire. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, that would be around $5,000 to $7,500 USD. Right, moving on. Lunary is the premium, not cryptocurrency currency. Higher packs give extra, but for the sake of comparison, $1 USD equals 100 Lunari. Next tab, we have membership. Looking at this, it kinda reminds me of RuneScape membership, where free-to-play is extremely limited, but buying membership lets you tackle 100% of the game. For reference, 1 month of RuneScape membership, as of right now, is roughly $14 USD. Now obviously, free-to-play players are pretty limited. You don't get as many bonuses, but if you look really closely, your production skills are limited to level 10 only. What's the skill cap, you may ask? 120. You basically get nothing as a free-to-play. Your character level has no cap, sure, but the other big part of the game, crafting, gathering? Yeah, no. Level 10 only. Jesus. Now if you look at the right side, those are essentially your membership subscription. Now remember, 100 Lunari equals $1. RuneScape for 1 month is $14 USD. For 30 days of membership, it costs around $27, which is almost double RuneScape's sub. Now, you can buy these items using gold, but yeah, good luck with that. Last but most certainly least, the premium shop, where you can buy more blockchain crap with Lunari. Feel free to do the maths, but you get the gist. Now I'm sure there will be people that say, well, you haven't gotten to the end game, it's so much better. And you might be right, but I have no more interest in playing. The gameplay is frankly pretty boring, the story is non-existent, it looks fine, but I mean, you watched the video, there really isn't anything else there. I wouldn't recommend this game purely on the principle that it's an NFT crypto game, but even ignoring that, I still wouldn't recommend it. It just feels like a bad mobile game from the early 2000s, and mobile games have improved a lot, and I'm sure you could easily find a game similar to this one without all the crypto garbage. AbyssWalkers is a competitive and tactical card game which similarities to most popular games within the genre. There's apparently a fun and interesting twist to the gameplay, which I'm hoping is not just the NFT stuff. Oh, by the way, this game is a blockchain NFT game. Man, with the platform that claims there aren't any crappy games on here, sure are a lot of crypto crap though. Let's have a look at the FAQs to see how this game handles NFTs. Let's see. Most of the in-game assets are stored in the Solana blockchain. Don't know what that is? You can use these assets on any other platform in the blockchain, which I'm sure is cool. No need for an external wallet, and you don't need to interact with the blockchain to enjoy the game. You can use the free decks and cards, which I'm sure are completely viable when going against those with NFT cards. The marketplace also isn't available yet during early access, as they're focused on making a fun game first, which, if true, good on them. They're aiming for a Q3 2025 release, so hey, who knows, maybe they'll have a decent game by then. Launching the game, we get hit with an intro cutscene, which, you know, I'll give it to them. They didn't need to do it, but I appreciate the effort. It's mainly stills with slight movement, but hey, there's more movement here than in Redfall, which was a AAA game. The narrator is pretty decent too, but the story is, well, we can just ignore it. After that, we log in and go straight to the tutorial. Now what immediately caught my eye is that the card art is, a bit odd. Mainly, they look like generic NFT art that are randomly generated. If you don't know what I'm talking about, it's like the Bored Ape Yacht Club, where there's a base image with slight variations for every other pick. Anyways, all this to say it's kind of ugly looking. Of course, appearances are subjective, so I'll let you decide whether or not the art is appealing to you. But the game. It takes place on a 5x3 grid, and you summon units on any of the tiles. Summons have sickness, meaning they can't attack on the turn they're summoned, unless they have swift or whatever equivalent. The yellow bar is attack, and the red bar is health. The green orb is the cost to summon, and your energy, which is on the bottom right, is how much you have. Every turn you get an additional 1 max energy, plus all energy is replenished. Now alongside the playing grid, every demon card has red lines around it, which determine the direction it can attack in. Rune cards don't have this and are simply spells you can cast as long as you have the energy. Next tutorial introduces tiles with effects on them. This one is simply any card on it gets +1 attack. Also, something I forgot to mention, all the cards have a well, let's just say humorous flavor text, like reject humanity on the monkey card, and Ballwrath smash for the Ballwrath card. So there's that. Now card movement costs energy, but if you had leftover energy in the previous turn, you get 1 stamina, to be used whenever and is used in place of energy for movement specifically. Next tutorial teaches us that cards have weak points, which are any points that don't have an arrow on it, and you do extra damage there. Next, we get introduced to class affinities. Every card comes in one of 3. Basically, Fist beats Books, Books beat Sparkles, and Sparkles beat Fist, which translates to you either do +1 or -1 damage. Anyways, the rest of the NPC fights introduce monster effects and stage obstacles. Honestly, it's an okay tutorial. It's a decent pace, but with that we can go to the main menu. It's pretty barren, since it's in open alpha. But I notice I have 5k of this purple currency. Try as I might, I couldn't find a way to spend it, which I would guess is the way to get more cards. I did notice there is a link wallet in the profile menu, which leads me to assume that the only way to spend that currency is to link a crypto wallet, which I'm not going to do. So in essence, when they said you had access to free cards, it wasn't that you could also get new cards for free. They mean quite literally you can only use the free to play cards, which looking at the stats is only 35 out of 96. Awesome. After this I try out matchmaking, which there is a disclaimer basically saying there's no one playing, so join the Discord to find a match. Which you know, open alpha, so fair. I just fight an NPC and I get no rewards from it, so yeah. Okay, so purely looking at the mechanics of adding a playing field and attack direction, I guess it's just kind of eh. It's not the worst thing in the world, it's an open alpha, so sure, things are subject to change. But the NFT art is pretty ugly and uninteresting, which, you know, compared to other card game art, yeah. All the card effects are fairly generic and seen in pretty much any other better card games. Look, all I'm saying right now, it's very mediocre, and I don't see why you would play this over any other game unless the playing field mechanic really gets you going for some reason. And unless I'm missing something, having no other way to get cards unless I get and link a crypto wallet is such an annoying barrier to entry. Like Hearthstone or Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel, 2 of the most popular trading card games, let you simply play the game to get currency and get new card packs using that currency. No need to link a credit card or whatever. And I know I'm being pretty harsh, but it's like, what is NFT, blockchain, and crypto even adding to the experience here? There's nothing. It doesn't add anything. It's just another layer of bullshit. Even ignoring the crypto stuff, would I recommend this? No. Maybe the playing field and attack direction mechanics might do it for some people, but I don't really think it added much to the gameplay. That said, they're at least trying something new, I guess? So I'll commend them for that. Anyways, next game. What would a video about crypto games be without a metaverse game? Metaverse, for the uninitiated, is basically a virtual world where you can make an avatar that you can roam around in and engage the world with. These games tend to focus more on the social aspects or the economy of the world. When NFTs were making their way into the gaming space, crypto bros were hyping metaverses up like they had created this revolutionary new concept. What if you could play in an infinite world where you can create infinite things and sell those infinite things for infinite real money, infinitely? They really love going on about user-generated content because why make a good game when you can get other people to do it for you? Not realizing the people who like NFTs and crypto aren't the same or even half as creative as the modders for say Skyrim or creators for Roblox modes. There's so many crypto metaverses too. Decentraland, the Sandbox, the VerseWorld, not to be confused with this game, VerseWorld. I thought the whole point was a single metaverse that would connect everyone and their NFTs, no? Also, Second Life, which is touted as the very first metaverse, came out in 2003. That's 21 years ago. And if we're being honest, MMOs can pretty much fit the bill of a metaverse nowadays. Character customization, land ownership, ERP, it's all there. But anyways, VerseWorld is a cutting-edge metaverse platform. A significant aspect of VerseWorld is its focus on hyperrealism with stunning, realistic virtual environments. Okay, hold on. What is hyperrealism? I've heard the term before, but I've never actually looked it up. Is it beyond realistic? How can it be more than realistic? Let me look it up. Merriam-Webster defines hyperrealism as art characterized by depiction of real life in an unusual or striking manner. First Art Gallery says hyperrealism aims to present its subject matter as realistically as possible while distorting face reality to create an unsettling, uncanny feeling in the viewer. Wait, what? I don't want that. So it's the uncanny valley, but on the other side. That doesn't sound good at all. Well, let's see if the game goes for unsettling then. Alright, on the FAQs it states that VerseWorld uses crypto to enable in-game ownership of properties, and if you connect the wallet with NFTs, it gives you access to exclusive stuff. Well, I'm not gonna do that, so launching up VerseWorld, we get the launcher with the latest news, which was last posted over a year ago. I don't really care about any of this, so let's just move on. Character creation, hell yeah. They actually have sliders, which is a surprise. But you know what? I'm going to create a character that will embody the type of people that enjoy crypto games. Yep, looking good. I mean, I'm definitely unsettled, so hyper-realism, baby. Are those photos AI generated? It looks like it. Oh, we can pick our clothes. White shirt. Wait, can we go topless? Let's go. I'm supposed to be fat with no muscle, and yet, where's my gut? This is what they consider fat? Man, beauty standards nowadays are wild. Also, are my nipples not even poking out? Are they just a flat texture? What the fuck? So much for hyper-realism. I want those babies so pointy they can take someone's eyes out. Whatever. No pants, we don't need them, and we'll wear some shoes. Need to keep it PG-13, know what I'm saying? What are these hair options? Oh hell yeah, just like my favorite streamer.
The fuck you say to me, you little shit?
Moving on, we are introduced to our robot companion, Versi. Very original. Movement feels odd and not that great. It's kinda slow. You get to pick a world and of course everything is coming soon. So we'll just pick the only one available. There it is, our new metaverse. Also, this motion blur is making me sick. Alright, we've landed and... Oh, did we crash? No. Oh god, for a split second there we were more naked than usual. Holy crap, this frame rate. Oh, I think it's gotten better. Yeah, the performance is terrible. Also, I don't know how to interact with this guy, so I just leave. We have a map. It's raining right now, hopefully that doesn't tag performance, but here we have different sections. Entertainment, shopping, and transportation. Let's check out the trading center. Oh yeah, this sucks. We got people here, but they're just NPCs. No signs of any other life. And I'm already stuck. I can't click on anything. It won't let me get out of the menu. Oh, that's how to interact with RoboFriend. You need to go into this menu to bring the cursor out and then click, instead of say using the interact button, E. Let's just go back to the launcher and start again. Ugh, I didn't mean literally. Why do I have to do this section again? Whatever, let's just speedrun this. Okay, now I know how to talk to the dude. All he does is give a description of each location. Now I saw on the controls we have a hoverboard, so I tried out. Woohoo! Look at me go. Oh god, the frames. Yeah, the performance is terrible. Now it could be my GPU. It's an RTX 3060 Ti. Maybe that's not enough, but it defaulted to the highest quality, and I'll trust this game's judgment. Also, there was no option for turning off the motion blur, so... I'm just gonna explore around town a bit. Oh, here we go. A ramp. Well, obviously I have to try this. Fuck yeah. That sucked. Let's play some minigolf. Surely they can't mess this up. Just kidding, they do. The bar on the right goes up on its own. When I click, there's a good second delay before it stops. The ball clips through the map, there's no momentum, and sometimes the ball just instantly stops. I play for a couple minutes, realize it sucks, and I try to leave. But there's no quit option. I literally cannot exit out of this. So of course I just go back to the launcher. Third time's the charm. Okay, nope. We are done here. Dude, my nipples are flat! BeachHead Meta. It's not just a game, but an experience unlike any other. It's an entertainment product, integrating gaming in a virtual reality world where you can play, interact with others, compete, and prosper. Yep, completely unheard of. Anyways, this game is part of the BeachHead universe of games, following the tradition of the famous brand? Is BeachHead famous? Someone let me know. I've never heard of them before. This game is an immersive, roguelike trail shooter. I mean, that's enough for me. Let's see how this game handles NFT and crypto. Okay, we have a play to earn model. So we can get BeachHead credits, which is the in-game currency, and BeachHead tokens, which is the on-chain currency by playing the game. NFTs can be acquired in the marketplace and offer players enhanced capabilities and entry points for the play-to-earn modes. Basically, they are just pay to win and are needed to actually participate in the game's economy. Now, it says this game was set to release in August of this year, and it doesn't say early access on the front page, so I'm assuming it's done and that this line about NFTs and crypto not being in the game is now irrelevant. I love how 4 answers in the FAQs are just, does not have in-app purchases. They really want to drive that home, huh? This game has no microtransactions like all the other stinky games. It just has NFTs and cryptos, which is way worse. Anyways, yada yada yada, we don't need a wallet to play, but we'll see. The last games severely limit what you can do without a wallet, so yeah. Technically, you can play. We're in the game now, and wait, it still says Prelude Edition. Is this still in early access? Oh well. The only difference between the supposed full version is that you can get equipment for advantages, so we can at least see the gameplay in this version. Let's do the tutorial because why not? Oh, it's just a bunch of screens with text. I guess making a level would be too much work. Nice to see they're using AI generated art for the character portraits. As if this game couldn't get any more lazy. No voice acting, and what looks like concept art for the tutorials. Nice. Let's just continue. We get a bunch of stuff here that I can't really do anything with, so start. We crashed. I try again and maybe I just had to let it sit for a while, so I just go to the toilet. Come back and nothing, just a continuous wave splashing noise. I was about to give up, but I thought, what if I turned off OBS first and then voila! It works. Anyways, the tutorials just say shoot the enemies and press the number keys or space to change weapons. The game is, well, it's an arcade shooter. You sit on a turret and shoot. You have multiple turrets around the place that you teleport to when you switch. The sensitivity in this game is terrible. I maxed it out and it still felt slow, but it was also really floaty. I don't know, it wasn't good. But other than that, this is the whole game. You switch guns and fire at waves of enemies. You level up, and you can pick from one of 3 cards. Though it's a roguelite too. The enemies are so hard to see in this game since it all looks dull. Coupled with the floaty aiming, it just made me feel sick. Like I actually got a headache from what little I played. There's 20 waves in total, and I did finish it. And boy was it a waste of my time. It took a little over 17 minutes, but it felt way longer than that just because it was so boring. What you're seeing right now, that's the rest of the game. But what do you get for beating the stage? BHC and mission points, whatever those are. Since this is the Prelude version, but is not in early access, there's no shops or anything. Just the gallery shooter with slight roguelite elements, which honestly didn't add anything other than stat boosts and the occasional, there's explosive barrels now. This game gave me a headache. The ultimate gaming experience. Unleash your creativity in MMORPG, Battle Royale, Speed Race, Survival, and Party game modes. Join a thriving global community. Thriving, huh? Well, we'll see about that. Looking at the photos, it looks like a mobile game, which is fine, I guess. That's not uncommon. Lots of mobile games go to PC. This is still an early access game, came out last year too, but it has a ton of different modes to which you can live out your furry fantasies. Let's look at the FAQ. Bezogia stands out from its competition by providing a unique gaming experience that leverages the power of blockchain technology. Just like every other crypto game on market, full release is set on Q2 of last year, which if true, they're really behind schedule. But their usage of NFT and crypto is the same as all others. Items, trading, ownership, the whole spiel. Once again, you can play without a crypto wallet, but a new mechanic that is pretty common in the crypto game space is rent to earn. Basically, you can rent an item that whatever profit you gain from that, the original owner gets a cut too. We can still purchase things using the in-game currency, so maybe this game might actually be playable as a free-to-play, who knows. But yeah, you get the gist by now. The usage of NFTs and crypto are always the same. Without further ado, let's get into the last game of the video. Here's the main menu, and honestly the art doesn't look that bad. It defaults me to the Asia server, but I have 999 ping. Let me just change that? Oh, never mind. It's the only server. Tutorial just tells me what all the buttons do, and of course it directs me to the wallet. Well, I'm not linking a wallet, so I'll just ignore it. Here's the creator mode. It's well, you can make stuff, I guess. Not really interested in it though. so I'm just gonna leave. Of course, we have a daily check-in to try and entice us to keep coming back. My guy's looking a bit different, don't worry about that. Also, I just realized there was no customization there, it just randomly generated one for me. Awesome. Oh, I can mint a weapon, cool. Yep, sure. What is hot map? Sure, we'll try it. Is this the tutorial? Movement works, I guess. That animation though, it goes down to 30 frames per second maybe? It's certainly not 60. Collect the coins and yay, I win. Do I get anything for that? Nope, nothing. Just back to the main hub. Let's try out some user-generated content, shall we? Battle Royale is coming soon. Yeah, I'm sure real soon. Nothing in the official tab. Wow, even the devs didn't bother to make anything for their own game. Let's just try out Wrong Turn by Speedy. 3 thumbs up and 2 stars. Hell yeah. Alright, a parkour map. Let's go. Nope. I'm done here. Let's have a look around the place. Make Bezogia decentralized again. Let's just end this section. My brain can't handle anymore. But I want to try out the open world mode. Surely that's got to be good, right? Oh wow, we get a cutscene. Let's watch it.
Many years ago, the Fud King and his horde of minions brought chaos to the world of Bezogia. By joining forces, the 8 breeds of Bezogia were able to resist his relentless onslaught, protecting the prosperous city of Bullish from his centralized control.
Nope, that's enough. FUD, by the way, stands for Fear, Uncertainty, and Doubt. And it's a buzzword that crypto bros use whenever there's even the slightest amount of criticisms towards them. Bullish is someone who thinks their crypto or NFT will rise in value. Centralized refers to a single entity, so let's say the government controlling the currency, I guess. But yeah, that was certainly a premise. Okay, so let's try out this open world. And by God, does it look terrible. Even if this was for mobile phones, it wouldn't look good on there either. Attacking has absolutely no feedback. Let's attack that skelly over there and test it. Oh, it has a troll face on it. Wow, so funny. I can't believe this game exists. Yeah, I'm not even damaging it, so I'm just gonna leave. But I do remember that I minted a sword, so I just equipped that. This game just keeps getting worse. It's honestly pretty impressive. I'm just gonna run. The map is huge, maybe we can find something. Oh yep, this game has fall damage. You know what? That's enough of this game. It's been less than 20 minutes, but I think I've seen it all. There's a really big flaw with these crypto games that rely on user-generated content. Well, you need people in the first place. And not just anyone. You need people to like your game enough and have the motivation to create content. Otherwise, you just get whatever the hell Bezogia is. A barren wasteland filled with nothing. Also, the open world is a train wreck. Like, cool. You got a big map, but there's nothing in it, so what's the point? I know I haven't given scores throughout this entire video, but I give this game an Ubisoft open world out of 10. You know, I've watched a lot of people play crypto games a while back, and they were crappy then, but I thought, well, it's been a couple of years. They've either gotten better, or they've just stopped making them because they don't work. Nope, I was wrong. They're still making them, and they're still bad. Who would have thought? I don't think any of these games gave me an ounce of enjoyment, which is impressive. I think I'm pretty lenient when it comes to video games, but yeah, none of these games, in quotations, did anything for me. Well, if you stuck around this long, first of all, thank you, and second, congratulations. We sure just endured hell together. I feel as though we've bonded, you know? Anyways, thank you so much for watching. Please like, sub, and comment. It really helps me out, and I'll catch you on the next one.